know what I'm talking about, babe. Yeah. Now it's time for me to.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Let me make sure I ain't got none on my teeth. Okay. So hey y'all, thank you guys so much for clicking on the video and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting on. If you watch like a few of my videos, you need to just go on and subscribe. And I'm trying to be consistent again. I mean, y'all know life be life, but we consistent now. We back on it. So anyway, y'all, I wanted to tell y'all a workplace chronicle because I was thinking about it when I was driving the other day, and I was like, I ain't never tell them this story. So I'm gonna tell y'all this story. So if you haven't already gotten your drink, gotten your snack, get your herbal, you know how we do on this channel, get all your stuff and then come on back, and I'm about to get right into the story. So come back.
Period. Period.
We back. Today I feel like summer. I got yellow nails, pink lipstick, and I feel like summer. So if you feeling like summer, put I feel like summer in the comments. Anyway, let me tell y'all the story. Okay. So this was when I used to work for General Hospital. I need to make a playlist. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a playlist with all my like workplace stuff that chronicles. I'm gonna put Workplace Chronicles a playlist. So if you watch one, it'll just take you to the next one, so you can just binge watch my stuff. But anyway, so this was when I worked at General Hospital. This is when I first really like got my CDL. I don't even think I had my CDL for a year. So I was probably like 23 at this time because I got my CDL at 22. So this was when I first got my CDL. So this gonna be I'm gonna tell y'all two things that happened. Somebody's at my house right now. The dogs are barking. We'll give it a second. I think it's the UPS man, but my dog's barking. Anyway, I just got like distracted, but I'm gonna tell y'all two stories. Okay, the first, and they both at the same place, same thing, same workplace, same everything. Okay, the first incident, these all happened. I should have like, to be honest, y'all, my boss gave me grace because I was over there lying and finessing because he was asking me, come on. I'm telling stories, okay. I said it was just like I thought. It was the UPS person. Okay, so the first one I'm telling y'all, okay, my boss gave me grace. He should have fired me because I was over there finessing, like I said. I should have never had this job after these incidents. He should have let me go, but he didn't. And I ended up being at that job for 5 years. But anyway, fresh CDL. So I don't really know too much about driving. I don't know about using my mirrors. I don't really be using them like I should. I just got it. The key to all of this is be aware of what's going on and use your mirrors. This is what this story is going to be about. So if you read the title, then you know what it's about. I hit a school bus. I'm about to tell you how this happened. And then the crazy thing about this whole thing is that I ended up working for the same. The crazy thing is I had got lipstick on my teeth. Well, the crazy thing is I ended up working for the same bus barn with that same school district. So let me get into it. That's the crazy thing. And when I got that job, I had told them I had did that as I was in the job, like real good into the job. And I was like, oh yeah, I hit one of y'all buses. Okay. So crazy how the world is small and how things just come full circle. But anyway, okay, so this is a normal day at work. I'm at work. Okay, at my job, I drove a shuttle bus. So I didn't drive like a big bus. I drove like a little small, like little shuttle bus. It held probably like 30 people on the bus. Cause yeah, it was about 30 people. You could probably squeeze about a few more people, but comfortably 30 people. So it's not as big. It's not big at all. It's very little. I got the job because of my aunt. She used to work there. She helped me. If you watch my other Storytime, I'll link it down below where I said karma and all this stuff. This is how I got that job. Okay, so let's talk about it. I got the job. I wasn't there that long. I don't remember how long into the job I was in there, but I was not there that long. It was Like I'm probably a few months in. Okay. I'm doing the route. At this route, it's a school. It's called JMbeautyglam. It's a school, a high school for kids that want to be in the field of medical. So they want to be a doctor, a nurse, EMT. They got all the stuff is basically surrounding them with the medical field, a pharmacist, all of that. Anything with the medical field, that's what the school is for. It's a high school just strictly for the kids that want to be in the medical field. Okay. Whenever we go we would pick up people that worked at my job at General Hospital. It was a parking lot. It's 2 parking lots. They have to park off the property. So they would park at that lot. So the 2 lots is right there. And then it's a high school, JMbeautyglam, right there. So the high school is a 1-minute walking distance from the parking lot. Okay. So whenever we would pick up the people from the lot, it'll be around, it's all day. It's we start, I think at like, what time? 4 or 5 a.m. And then we go all the way through till 12. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time, y'all. It was the afternoon. The kids was getting out. Okay. I go do the route. I go through, I pick up the people from the lot, pick them up, get through. And it's so much traffic because it's parents picking up their kids. It's school buses on each side of the road. So the road it's just big enough for you to have cars parked on the side and a car to fit on each side of the road. But if it's kids walking through, you have to stop. You can't see because they be shooting between the buses or whatever. But if you ever been in, I'm sure everybody's seen it, how buses are stacked right next to each other. They stack close to each other and they park to pick up the kids so they could get on the bus that's going to take them home. Okay, the first time I went around, it was no incident. I went around, I squeezed through, picked up the people who I'm picking up, and I drove through, and I'm waiting to go around towards the school or whatever. Okay. Now, it wasn't as bad to pick up the first time. It was cool. I was able to get through with no problem. So on my way coming back, it's a back way. You can go through a residential neighborhood and then come around, and then you'll be at the front of the school. And then once you pass at the front of the school, hit the stop sign, the parking lots are right there. Normally we come in through the front part and the lots are right there and then the school. But this time I couldn't get in because the parents were picking up their kids and the line was into the main road. So we on the side road where the lot is and the school is, but they have a main road. The main road, it was backed up. So I'm like, okay, I can't turn in there because if I do, I won't be able to get close to the lot. So I was like, I'm gonna go through the residential. And we used to do this every time. Like I said, I just started, so I'm still learning stuff. So I probably was, like I said, I was fresh. I probably was only there maybe 2 months. I don't know. So I go through the residential neighborhood, right? And when I go through the residential neighborhood, everything's good. Kids walking, I'm going slow. I'm driving slow. I was driving slow the whole time because you can't really drive fast anyway because it's too much going on. I'm driving through, parents stopping, getting their kids or whatever. Okay. I told y'all when you go up, it's a stop. You get past the school, it's a stop sign, and you turn because I just said that a few minutes ago. So, okay, I pull up, right? It's parents on each side. So I'm like, okay, I can't get through. I have to try to squeeze through because I'm in my bus thing, my little shuttle bus is not that big. It's not that big. It's big, but it's not big. Like it's not a school bus size. It's definitely not the size of what I drive right now because I would never be able to fit. That thing is too big. So I'm like, okay, this thing is small enough. I can fit it through. So that's why I say you gotta use your mirrors. I wasn't using my mirrors. I wasn't looking out the mirrors to see how much space I had. I wasn't doing it. I was just driving like blind. That's what I'm gonna say, driving blind. I drive through and I see I could make the turn. So I cut the wheel, but I didn't pay attention of how much space I had to cut. I didn't give myself enough space to turn and cut without touching the bus. So I'm driving. Oh, you know what? I was in a big, I remember what I was in. I was in a really big shuttle bus. This shuttle bus holds 50 people. This thing was big. it was the size, it was almost the size of a school bus, but it was a lot taller. So it's bigger, taller, and longer, but not as long as a school bus, because a school bus can hold like a whole lot of people. But it was just as big, if not taller. That's why I'm like, no, I was in the other one, because when I scraped it, I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, so I was in the big one, because we have different sizes. I was in the biggest one. We got the real big one. So when I hit the corner of the bus, okay, so my bus, I had made impact on the bus, right? But when I hit the bus, I couldn't get off the bus. So what I did was the dumb thing. I had hit the bus and the kids was looking, and the people, because I didn't have nobody on my thing yet. I was going to pick up, so I'm in it empty. Nobody was on it. It's just me. It's parents on each side, so I'm trying to squeeze through. It's cars parked, parents parked, people walking, everything. So when I had hit the corner, I had hit the side of the bus, like the corner part of the front of the bus. You know, they got mirrors and stuff all out. So I hit the bus and I hit it, like you could hear me hit it, but it wasn't, yeah, it was, you could feel it, hear the impact, because the kids on the bus was looking, and they was looking at me, and I looked at them, and I was like, how am I gonna get off the bus? So when I hit it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get off of it. So what I had did was I started driving and I cut the corner. When I cut the corner, the bus scraped. It looked like when you take a crowbar and you stab it in something and you just put like on some aluminum foil, just say that you hit it, and then you just keep going and going, and it makes a huge, that thing. So I ripped the inside of the bus, my bus, because the school bus was, I hit it and I just scraped it because I couldn't get off of it. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't get off of it. I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. I was a rookie. I ain't no green rookie, whatever. I didn't know what I was doing. So I hit the thing, I hit it hard, and I started driving. And when I started driving, I started eating the bus up, like clawing the sides of the bus. The claw mark was so deep and long, it went all the way. I told you that bus probably fit like 50 people. Mine fit like 50 people on the shuttle bus. That thing went all the way to the back. I scraped, and it was like because I don't know if I hit a light fixture. I know I hit not a light fixture. Well, yeah, I did hit a light fixture, but I hit a mirror. I hit the mirror, and I think when I hit the mirror and it fell off, it had like some mark, like the metal from the holding it. It was eating the side of the bus up. So it ate the side of my bus up, and it was just clawing it all the way across. It was deep, and I just kept going. I kept going until I got off of it. Once I got off of it, I had swung over and I stopped. I got off, I went to the bus driver, and she was really nice. She was an older black lady. She was like, she's like, I saw you hit it. She said, you should have hit it and just stopped. But I said, if I stopped, I would have been in the way. All the buses behind me couldn't go. Like, I would have been like in the way. So I kept going. And she was like, yeah, now, but you damaged if you would have just hit it, it would have just been the mark, like the hit, but it wouldn't have ate the side. I wasn't thinking. She was like, you should just stop and left it. And then we would have maneuvered once the buses on the other side would have left. She's like, you could have maneuvered it off of my bus, and it wouldn't have ate the side up. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just trying to get out the way, because I was in the way. Like where I was directly in the middle, so nobody could come in front of me. Nobody could come around me, because it was buses on each side, and I'm real big, so I'm taking up both the lanes. That's what I was trying to think about. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I ate up both the lanes. I mean, I took up both the lanes. So I felt like the only way for me to get off or get away is if I continue to keep driving, which I did. So I continued to keep driving. Okay, so then I did that. So of course I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't drive. They had to call my supervisor. They had to call the person that's over my supervisor, which is my boss that hired me. He didn't come to the scene, but he ended up seeing the damages the next day. Okay, everything went fine. They had made me take a drug test. They made me they told me they took me off the bus to drive. I didn't drive no more. I just stayed inside the building the rest of the day. I didn't drive until the next day because they had to give me a drug test. And since I work at the hospital, they could give you your results like the next day. It's quick. So I did all that. So then when I go in the office, I be feeling like I'm in the principal's office. Every time I used to get in some type of incident at that job, I always felt like I'm about to go in the principal's office because he was so, I'm going to tell y'all another story, something about him, but he was so intimidating. Like, I did not like talking to him. I didn't like from the jump, like I just didn't like dealing with him. I'm like, why can't I just talk to a supervisor, not him? I don't want to talk to the manager. He's me. He wasn't mean. He just was, he had like a presence I didn't like. I didn't like his essence, his aura. I didn't like it. I didn't like the energy he gave off. I did not like it. I didn't like it at all. So he asked me, he asked me, how did it happen? I told him I didn't have no choice. I had to hit it. If I didn't hit the bus, I was going to be in the way. If I would have stayed right there, I had to get out the way, so I ain't had no choice. He told me, yeah, you did. You should have just stayed right where you was. He said you shouldn't have moved. And I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have moved. But I didn't know, y'all. Like, I'm telling y'all, I was I just got my CDL. I didn't even have it a full year probably at this time. I probably had it for just 1 year. And I didn't have that much experience because I finessed it. And I told him I did, but I really didn't. And he didn't do no check. So that's why I said he gave me grace or whatever. Anyway, he started asking me like, you need to use your mirrors, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's like, that was a lot of damage, but they never fixed it. That thing stayed like that. They never took it to go get fixed. They never did nothing to it. We rode around with that thing I was there for 5 years until they stopped. Because once I left, they stopped doing the shuttle driving stuff. They stopped it. So the 5 years that I was there, they never fixed that thing. That thing had them, imprints in it, deep in it. And of course they was like, Joe did that. So just like how when I worked at Metro and they put that tire on display, it was like, don't do this. This is what you don't do. Yeah, basically that's kind of like what it was there. But everybody knew that I did it, but I didn't care. Let me tell you what, right after that, that's why I said that man could have fired me. Not even long after that, after I did that bus, I was driving. And if you drive in a medical center, before they fixed it, now it's fixed up really nice. But before it was fixed up nice, it used to flood real bad. Like it used to be a river on McGregor. If you from here and you know what I'm talking about, well then you know. If you not, it's a river. Houston is below sea level and it's very low line in a lot of areas. If you're not familiar with the city, you can definitely get your car flooded out and getting taken away. You're going to go on with the river. That's how it is here. And it's everywhere. It's not just a particular area. It's all over the whole city. This part, it would be a river. So whenever it rained, it would slant to the road would slant to the side like this. So all the water would be on like one side until it like flood, like continuously rain where you can't see the road. It's just completely, like I said, a river. It had rained this one day. And after the rain, I knew that it was a big hole. It was a huge hole. That's why I said they fixed it now. It's not even there no more. But it used to be this huge hole, big giant hole. Now, this hole was covered up by water, right? I'm not familiar like that, but I was kind of familiar, but I wasn't that familiar. But I just knew that it was a hole, and this hole had a rod that stuck out. Just like how Metro had that rod, and I was going around it, and I didn't hit it. Well, this day, same thing, but different scenario. So it was a big hole, but it was one of the holes from like the gutter. You know, when the water goes in the gutter to go to the sewer, bayou, whatever, and do that. Okay, it was one of those. But I guess cars and trucks kept hitting it and they tore it up, broke it up, and then it was a rod sticking out of it, right? Okay, I go about my day, do the route, everything good, right? It's traffic. So I need to get into that lane that has the rod in it because I need to turn to get towards the hospital. The rod thing is like right there. Like you got to get over or you're going to miss the right turn, right? Okay, I've been driving it all day. Ain't had no incident, ain't had nothing. It's water. So I'm like, I know don't get close to it, because the closer to the water I get, I know that's where the hole is. So I already had it in my mind. Well, this day, I guess I wasn't paying attention. And I wasn't paying attention. I ain't gonna say I guess. I wasn't paying attention. I was just, you know how you be in a routine and you like, I done did it. I done did it. And I just drove, and y'all hit that rod. I hit the rod and popped the freaking tire. Popped the tire. And I just like, I'm done. I'm done. He finna fire me. I already knew it. I'm like, I had 2 incidents, 2 major. I hit a bus with kids on the school bus. I hit the bus with the kids on the bus. Even though the bus was parked, it wasn't moving or nothing, I still hit a bus with kids. And I ate the bus up that I just was on. And now I'm in a whole different one, a whole different shuttle bus. I'm in a whole different one. And now I just popped the tire. Popped the tire. He was still there, y'all. I pop the tire. I get on the radio. I tell them what happened, whatever. And they tell me to stay right there. It's right there by the job. So I couldn't drive it. So I'm sitting there waiting until somebody come get me. So eventually they come. They get somebody there. And they get the tire fixed. And then they tell me, drive back, whatever. Because I had to sit there. They told me I got to wait with the bus, whatever. So I sat there and waited. It didn't take long at all. It was very quick. So once I get back, my boss get on the radio and he's like, come to the office. I already knew. I said, I'm getting fired. I knew it. I was like, I'm getting fired. There's no way he gonna keep me. He finna fire me. So I go to the office, y'all, and I just, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm sweating. I feel like it's over with for me. It's over. It's over. I'm done. I go in there. He tell me sit down. He's like, what happened? He's like, you just had an incident not too long ago. I don't even know how long. It was close, y'all. Like maybe a few weeks apart. It's like, you just had an incident. Can I trust you to drive? I feel like I can't trust you to drive. That's what he was telling me. He's like, because you keep having incidents. He's like, at your other job. Because when I had my interview, he didn't ask me that stuff. But he was like, at your other job, how many incidents did you have? And I said, I had like 2. I lied, y'all. I had 3. I was like, I had 2. And he was like, were they major incidents? I'm like, no, they weren't major. I had a tire, pop. I told him I had a tire pop. I said, but it wasn't intentional. It was a road thing, but I popped it. So, and then I told him I had an incident with the car. I don't even know if I ever told y'all this story, but the car, I don't know. I probably did tell y'all, but the car that jumped in front of me off the freeway, I slammed on the brakes and people flew to the front. I don't know if I told y'all that, but if I did, you hear a little piece of it. They flew all the way to the front, and the person who was on the bus with me, like training me, he told me we gotta tell. And I was like, we don't gotta tell. And he was like, yes, we do, because if somebody reported and we didn't tell them, like that. Okay, so that's how I lost the job. But I told him I lost it because the people flew to the front, but nobody got hurt. No police was called, nothing like that. Nothing. We didn't even stop. We kept doing the route, but he told me I needed to tell them, so I did. And he was like, you can't keep having accidents. You can't keep having incidents. It's costing us money. And he's like, you have people that be with you, riding with you. We have to be able to trust that you're going to get them to their destination safe without an incident, like going through the whole thing. And I just was waiting on him to say, but we going to have to let you go because this cannot continue to happen. But he didn't. He told me, he said, I'm going to give you another chance. He's like, you cannot have an incident within the next 6 months. He's like, you got to not have no incident. 6 months, I'm giving you. You on this what he said, probational period. He's like, I'm gonna give you this 6 months. He's like, if you have an incident in these 6 months, he's like, I'm gonna have to let you go. But he's like, I'm giving you that time. I'm like, okay. 6 months is a long time. And I was like, I just don't want to, I don't want to have no instance no more. I don't want to have nothing. I'm like, I got to pay attention. I got to use my money. I got to do something. Like, I got to figure out what I got to do because I can't lose this job. So I told you I was there for 5 years. I ain't had no incidents no more. Like, that was it. Like, I don't know what got into me, what snapped into me, but I was just like, you better drive right, you better drive slow, you better pay attention to everything, you better not hit nothing, touch nothing, bump nothing, and I didn't do nothing. I started using my mirrors because I was driving with older people too that like drove for a long time. Like some of them had their CDL for a long time, and some of them had theirs fresh like me, like they just got it. So they didn't know nothing really either. But the ones who did, they was the ones like kind of telling me like, Joe, when you do this, you need to pay attention to this. When you do that, you need to do this. When you do this, when you back up, you need to use the mirror. Get out, look, da-da-da, like all of that. So that's how I learned how to drive better, because I was with them people that told me. But when he told me that, I was like, if I hit anything, I'm finna lose my job. He just told me, you're gonna lose your job, but I did. But when I felt like I was, because the way he was talking to me, it felt like I was in the principal's office. I felt like I was being lectured. I felt like my mom or dad was fussing at me. He wasn't yelling or nothing. He just was like, why you keep having these incidents? What's going on? What are you doing? Like, and we don't have cameras. We don't have nothing. So I didn't have my phone in my hand. And another thing, it's people on there with me, so they can say if I had anything going on, and I didn't. I never picked my phone up or nothing when people was on the bus with me or anything. The only time I would touch my phone is when I was sitting and waiting on people to come. I would like look on my phone, but at this time I wasn't even on social media, so it wasn't like I was on anything looking at social media. I barely was on, because YouTube wasn't even, because this was in like 20. There wasn't no YouTube or nothing. It wasn't really nuts. Facebook barely was sprinkling around. This was like 2007, so it wasn't none of that. So nothing really was distracting me. I would just listen to music. It wasn't nothing that I could do on my phone, because there wasn't like no Instagram like that, and no Facebook and nothing like that. But anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. So if you like the video, y'all, like, comment and leave me a comment down below, whatever. You know how you do. I want to talk to you guys. I respond back. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for supporting me, the growth and all that stuff. I appreciate y'all so much, and I got another one coming. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.